Gratitude to life's challenges. So life's challenges could be that erratic flip up to a 10, right? That can be a challenge. How can you have some gratitude for that? What would why don't you unpack this a wee bit for us?
Gratitude. I love that word, gratitude.
I know you do.
First is acknowledge. Just acknowledge where you are and stop lying to yourself.
Yes.
Because the moment you can go, actually, you know what? I'm not in a great state financially. Or, you know what? I'm not in a great state mentally. Or, you know what? I don't know if I love the surroundings I'm in or the work or whatever. The moment you acknowledge that, there is a massive step in gratitude.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Greetings, dear friends. Here we are with our deliciously motivated mindset conversation with Debz and Moira. That's Debz over there.
That's me.
And she's the one with the accent. I just have to say that.
I don't think so. I think you've got the strongest accent ever.
Oh, well, it's all about helping us. Regardless of who has the stronger accent or not, our conversations, we intend to help people feel fabulous, feel awesome, feel really connected with the truth of who you are at your core.
Even if Moira does speak funny, yeah.
Even if I speak funny. Now, all that being said, before we dive in today's topic, which is a goodie, of course, because if we're going to talk about it will always be a goodie.
Absolutely.
Before we start, we like to do this little rating thing. If you've been listening to our episodes before, you know that we like to checking in with ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 is completely blissed out, calm, feeling zen, poised, perfectly at peace. And 10 is feeling chaotic, discombobulated, thinking, OMG, when is this going to stop? Or when is this going to start? Or how do I get through this? And
how do I get through this? Yeah, how do I get through this?
It feels like putting your hand in the socket or something. Yeah. Your finger in the socket. But we move. Every one of us can think of times where we were at an 8 or a 9 or a 10, and when we were at a 0. So what we're doing this with is to just assess where are you at right now, and then at the end of our conversation, we'll check back in and see, did you change? Did your number move up or down? Of course, the intent of our conversations is we would like to think that we're helping you come closer to the 0. That is the intent. But if anything that we ever bring up in our conversations triggers you or makes you think, oh, I need a bit more help with that, please be sure and get in touch with both of us, or with myself or with Deb. We are here to help people really figure this idea out of being deliciously motivated, having a good, healthy mindset, and being the best friend of you, being your own best friend, right?
I love that, being your best friend.
Yeah. So all that being said, my dear Deb, where would you put yourself? 1. Right there.
But, as you were saying that, I love how when we describe them, you're different to describing it and I'm different, but every time we do a podcast, we actually describe it differently. We don't do the same how we regulate our numbers. But I would say last night I was not physically drained, but mentally drained. So my physical was going, and I literally went to bed very early. And so I would have said I was the 10 or beyond.
Right.
But in saying that, I wasn't thinking about all the things I had to do. So my brain was, I just can't think.
Right.
So it wasn't frazzled with all the things I had to do and hadn't done and beat myself up. I just went, I can't think. I would say I'm a 10 or beyond.
Right.
So when Moira's describing that, it may not be that you have a million things on your list. Now we say a million, but realistically. So you may not have 100 things on your list that you have to get done in the next hour, or you may not have whatever, but you actually, or your body just goes, I can't move. Right. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes you just go, oh, I can't open my eyes. Yep. Right now, just give me another 30 seconds or another minute. That could be a 10.
It could be. Yep.
Just because it doesn't have to be I always thought of 10 initially was like, oh my gosh, I've got all these things I've got to get done and I can't get them done and I'm not having time and and so my checklist is getting bigger and bigger and the dust is landing on it and nothing and I've just described exactly as that process. But the 10 could also be, I just can't move. I just can't think about what I need doing.
No, well said. Well said.
Yeah. So last night I was definitely beyond that 10 because I just was, and that's probably the only way to describe it.
Right. And so then you looked after it, right? You did what you needed to do.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Definitely. So right now, just my intention was just to explain a little bit about that there. Thank you. So right now, going to sale 1, I do have things on my list to do, but I'm also curious to know where today goes because there's one word in here that I just love. And so I'm just curious, that little one would be more of a curious little thing.
Right. And I think that's where I'm at too. I'm at a 1. I have a curiosity, an excited curiosity. But just I wanted to pick up something you just said.
You say excited and I say mischievous curiosity.
Yeah, there you go. It's different words, same energy. But that thing that you were just saying about the 10 could just be I can't move or I can't open my eyes. That can just come and go so quickly. It's by just visiting it, right? Because none of these numbers are rating. It's a tool. It's a tool to be used and acknowledge that we do all move up and down it. You can hit some kind of something that's a fright or create some panic or, oh my God, what about this? And you might be hit a 12, right? But then as soon as you go, oh, that's what it is. No need for a story. We don't need stories in here. It's just to acknowledge it. And then you'll find that just naming it and claiming it sometimes is the best way to just start.
It's a massive start of letting it go. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you're right. Well, I was just thinking sometimes you go, I've got to get through this traffic light. I've got to get through this traffic light. I've got to get through this traffic light. And so that takes you from a 3. I've got lovely music and I've got this, oh my God, look at the time. I've got to get through this traffic light. And all of a sudden you've jumped to a 10.
That's right.
And then you get through the traffic light.
The traffic light will be really slow.
Yeah. And if you get through that traffic light, you can just go back to a 3. But if your mind, I'm just going to encourage you, if your mind goes, I'm a 3, the music's lovely, the weather's lovely, I'm in this car, I'm safe, I've got to get through the traffic light, and you realize you go from a 3 to a 10, and then you get through there and you go, oh, I'm a 3 again. You're actually not really a 3. Just stop and go, what was really going on that took me to that place?
That made me so panicky.
Yeah, just check in with that, because if you can go from a 3 to a 10 erratically and quickly like that, there's some real hidden little gems in there for you to unlock and discover.
No, that's well said. That's well said. I used to get kind of jittery, if you like, with the traffic light type thing. But one of the things that I did, I don't do this very much because I don't really drive that much other than going for grocery shopping. I get there at the exact right time. So if a traffic light slows me down, or if traffic slows me down, I get there at the exact right time, which is the brilliant segue into what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Right? Is
we do this all the time, actually.
I know we do. Gratitude to life's challenges. So life's challenges could be that erratic flip up to a 10, right? That can be a challenge. How can you have some gratitude for that? What would why don't you unpack this a wee bit for us?
Gratitude. I love that word, gratitude.
I know you do.
First is acknowledge. Just acknowledge where you are and stop lying to yourself.
Yes.
Because the moment you can go, actually, you know what? I'm not in a great state financially. Or, you know what? I'm not in a great state mentally. Or, you know what? I don't know if I love the surroundings I'm in or the work or whatever. The moment you acknowledge that, there is a massive step in gratitude. Now, you can just go, I hate the space I'm in. Yep. Okay, great. You hate the physical space you're in. But the moment you can acknowledge, as you've already started that gratitude, because you've just opened up the biggest door you could even open. And then you can go to the next stage when you're ready.
Yeah. When you're ready, that's a really important piece. When you are ready. Yeah. But you know something else in here? Number one, I don't like that word hate. I find it you've talked before.
Did I say hate?
Yes, you did.
Well, what did I say hate? Because I hate that word. I hate that word.
You were talking about, like, you were giving an example of somebody say, I hate my space, or I hate.
Oh,
yeah. So you weren't really using it, but you were.
No, that's a cringe word for me.
Yeah,
when people say I hate something, I go,
yeah.
I hate that person. You're like, what?
I know.
What?
I know. Yeah. Like, no. Cancel. That's that would be my thing. Just don't cancel. No, I'm not listening to that one. But here's the thing. I believe very firmly that there are challenges in life. There is always challenges. We can't ever pretend are not going to happen. We will all have challenges to deal with at one time, and in different flavors and different concentrations and different volumes, etc. But we are all powerful beings, and we are never in a situation that we cannot deal with. So therefore, that's where, to me, the gratitude comes in.
That has to be printed out and boarded and framed. The life will never give you a challenge you cannot handle.
That's right.
I'm a firm. Even if you feel you are broken in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
There is definitely light there, but you will never ever get a challenge you can. Even if you think that, if you believe that you'll never get a challenge you can't handle, that alone is a gratitude. Yeah. Awareness.
It is. But so here's the thing, and to your point, if you have a challenge, and I know for myself, I've had many of these types of challenges where you get in it and you think, OMG, how on earth, or what the F, or whatever, how do I deal with this? But once I have that little maybe meltdown and get up that scale to the 12.
Even that is your acknowledgement. Even that is the start of your gratitude. Yeah. It's like, what the heck? How? What?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's crazy. I've just gone to an 11.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I'm 11. Right. That's your first step of gratitude.
That's your first step of gratitude. But then what do you need to do to just pause and go, oh, wait, if I'm in this, I have the capacity to get through it. I have the tools, I have the resources, I have whatever. I just can't see them right now. It doesn't mean they're not there.
I stepped in, I can step out at any time. Yeah. And hand on your heart.
Hand on your heart, because you live there.
Yeah.
And deep breath, and stay very, very present, because staying very present, and then with a challenge, even if you took the most minutest baby step forward, saying, I'm grateful. Maybe that's all you can say is I'm grateful. And even if you've got your head going, no, I'm not, this sucks.
Yeah. Hand on your heart and say, I'm grateful.
Yeah. I'm
or
grateful.
I can survive this, or this is
I
going
am
to be
resilient.
okay. Or
I am resilient. I can flow with this. I can't
Yeah.
see my way through right now, but I know I'm going to get through this.
I'm alive.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
But the gratitude, so there's different levels of gratitude, but there is no right and wrong into the levels of your gratitude, because if you just put your hand on your heart and you breathe, that's one level of gratitude.
It is. Yep.
To acknowledge I can stop everything that's going on. I can put my hand on my heart. I can feel my skin. I can feel, and even if you have to push, like I say to people sometimes, push so hard that you can feel that hand, not just put your hand on your heart, really push right in. If you need to get your other hand and do that, you can feel it. That's a big level of gratitude. Because you've shut down the crazy brain noise that's been going on around you just
right.
to, okay, I'm going to focus on this. It may take me, 10, I've still got to do this. I've still got to, just stop. Stop. Breathe.
Get present, get into your body. I think getting into our body is a really, really important part around this too. Because challenges generally take us into our head, right? Because it's like, oh my God, what about this? And how do I do this? And who do I have to call? And how long does this going to take? And what resources do I need? And all the kind of blah, blah, blah that it goes on. We all have these things called minds, and we can't stop them.
I know. I have this amazing trick that I do. Actually, it's not really a trick, but it's something. It's called the shower. I call it a shower trick. And Dr. John DeMartini taught me this. And it's quite funny when I do it. So you're in the shower and you drop your arms down by your side and you tilt your head back. So it sits right back, and you roll your eyes like they're going into the back of your head, and the water hits the back of your neck.
The nape of your neck, yeah.
Yeah. And I say, do you have a message for me? And if you've got a particular question, the universe or your inner calling or whatever you'd like to call it just answers that, keep going, or you can do this, or we're behind you. There is a message that comes to you. And I know when I'm not present, and I used to do this every morning. Every morning I get up and have a message, and often I would have a tear. And I go, wow, that was significant. But if I get in that shower and I put my arms down and I know I'm in a rush, I'm like, come on, hurry up. Wasting my waiter. I haven't got enough money to pay for my pal. Would you just hurry up that water? Come on, I haven't got all day. Oh, now you've ruined my hair. You're not going to get that message.
You don't get anything.
No. And it's just the little shower trick. And that is just a beautiful way. You don't have to do this, people. But to me, it's just a beautiful way of getting an answer that's sitting inside you that is relevant for you to hear right here, right now. And that's just a little gratitude. But whatever it is, it's about gratitude to me is about being present and being really one with yourself.
And that's kind of what I meant about it being getting into your body, feel your body. And it's funny you say the thing about the shower, because I do this thing every morning in my shower where I tip my head back and have the water pouring down me and on me, and I close my eyes. I have a pot light in my shower. It's all waterproof.
What? What's a pot light?
It's a light. A pot light is.
I'm like, what's a pot light?
it's like it doesn't stick out. It's flat. So it's flat in line with the top of the shower liner.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
And so it's beautiful white light. And so basically what I'm doing is I tip my head back. I have my eyes closed and I cascade. So in my visual is I'm sealing my entire aura with healing, love,
beautiful
white light and water.
Light.
And the water I'm instructing to cleanse and let go of anything that does not serve me in this day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
So this is the thing about
I love gratitude.
It is gratitude. Absolutely. But then it's to keep it with you throughout your day. I was telling Deb before we hit record is I love taking walks, and I've committed to myself to do an hour walk every day. And staying present in your body means that you hear the wind noises and the rushing water noises. I have lots of rushing water around me. and the bird song and the but then also feeling my body, like feeling my arms swinging as I get a good pace going. But even today, just really feeling into my body and feeling how strong I felt. And that, to me, it's those things, and having practices like that, like your shower exercise and my shower exercise, and that whole idea of really making it a mindful walk. These are the things, these are all exercises of gratitude, but they're like exercising muscles to make you resilient, to anchor you through any challenge that comes up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah. So when a challenge comes up, I mean, I did a Facebook Live recently. Actually, I don't even know if it was recent. Everything's recently if it's gone in my past. And it was moving confrontation to conversation.
Nice.
And instead of saying confrontation, it's just a conversation.
It is, yeah.
And it takes that sting out. So if we looked at challenges as just being a stepping stone, I don't really have a thing, we can call it whatever, but to life's world, life's events, life's experiences, like whatever. Because if we see it and we go, oh, this is a challenge, or how am I going to do this? Instead of, oh, this is exciting. And I started unlocking some triggers in me recently. Probably about 4 weeks ago, I noticed it, that I started celebrating every time I got an issue.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
And I was like, oh, this is exciting. Like, oh, I've got a money block here. Or, oh, I've got a physical block here. Or, oh, I don't like that person because of their hair color. Or, oh, and I started getting excited with it because and I told my mentoring group and they were like, oh, we like this idea, because instead of going, oh, I don't want to spend $100 on that. And I obviously have a money block around that.
Yeah.
But I'll spend $100 on something else.
Right.
But there's a trigger in there, or there's a block in there, or there's a challenge, or there's something. So I'm actually celebrating every challenge by going, oh, here's something for me to work on. Here's something for me to evolve from. Here's something for me to step up in, and here's something for me to be grateful for and change. Right. And the team were like, oh, this is a great idea. Just to change that, every time you get an issue, you go, oh, instead of going, oh, no, it's a challenge, or, oh, no, there's a trigger. It's like, oh, this is a goodie. This is something I'm going to work on. Yeah. And celebrating that, because you're acknowledging it and not being fearful of that issue. My fingers in the air. Quotation.
That issue, that event, that challenge.
Yeah, experience, whatever. Yeah.
So I love what you said there. And I also think too that can you introduce a wee bit of it in excitement? Because for me, and I said that I've experienced many challenges in my life, and I've come through every one of them, obviously, because I'm sitting here talking to you. And but this is what I'm saying about the excitement, because I've proven to myself over and over again. It's like, no, every challenge that comes up in my life, I have got the ability, the resources, the tenacity, the whatever is needed to get through it. So much so that sometimes it means that you learn new things about yourself. And that's where the excitement can come in. Because if you sit and you look at a challenge and you go into your head, oh my God, how? Well, how's not really your concern.
How ain't gonna help you.
How is not going to help you. But you could get into the, oh, okay, this has presented itself because I have this tool or this gift or this ability, and I'm going to discover it as I go through. And that's how come I said, even if you take the smallest, tiniest baby step into it, then it starts to present itself as you continue forward, as opposed to sitting on the couch saying, nope, this is a challenge.
Too hard.
It's too hard. Can't do it.
Yeah. And well, I think, yeah, well, I mean, I go excitement because I go the extreme. Because if I just go, oh, here's another one I can deal with.
Right.
I'm not going to be as inspired about doing it. So I go, oh, here's a goodie.
Yeah.
And here's a goodie I can share with my team. Here's a goodie I can learn from and then help others.
Yes.
So that's,
yeah, absolutely. I do that too.
And that's why I go up that, oh, here's something, that I can work on. Or here's something to learn from that I can share with people. Because as you'll notice with Moira and I, we do share a heck of a lot.
Yes, we do.
And we also share a heck of a lot. And then go, oh, perhaps we could have been recording this when we start talking about
That's
certain
true
things.
Too, yeah.
First things you were like, oh, damn. Well, this would have been perfect for our podcast. We're like, oh, whoops, should we crack on now? And then we never go back to that same subject. But it is a thing. Instead of running from, and I guess it's embracing it, instead of running from that, oh no, this is what's happened, we're actually embracing going, oh, here's something I can work my way on. Now, I'm not saying we're going to work on it today, but I'm going to work on it. I'm aware of it. And then you put the time aside and you work on it, and being okay with that, okay, well, this is something for me to work on. But we do know that if you acknowledge something and don't work on it, what happens is
you're abandoning yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. So it's just having that awareness, definitely. And I love what you've said about being one with yourself. And I think that's a real, to me, that's a real spiritual wording, but it just feels right that you're actually one with yourself, that you are who you are.
Yeah. And there's and that's actually a really interesting guidance piece, right? You've heard me do this before. How am I feeling about myself here?
Yeah, I've actually got your little note here in front of my computer. Hang on. This says, is this good for me?
Is this good for me yet?
Is this good for others? And do I want it?
I want it?
And if all three say yes, then I'm in.
Yes. Yeah. And if any one of them is a no, then it's a no.
Yeah.
It's a no.
But make that answer very quickly. Don't go, is this good for me? Oh, absolutely. Let me think about it all day. What?
No. Well, because
Well, the answer there is a no. If you don't know straight away.
That's right. Absolutely. But that's the other question I was saying is that how does this make me feel about me?
Yeah.
Right. And so, and again, to your point, it does need to be right here, right now. Snap answer. But here's the other piece. I had this conversation with a client just last week, and I have her using her intuition, and she's doing some using her body to get some wisdom, and which is awesome. But then when I asked her about it, she wasn't very happy with what was going on, and it turned out. Turned out that she was asking the question over and over and over and over again. And guess what? Each time she asked, she'd get a different answer.
So she wanted a particular answer?
It's because she didn't trust it.
Oh, okay.
She didn't, and this is why, and this is what made me think of this, is you saying, do it quickly, is that is the best way to trust your intuition, to tap into your intuition. Do it quickly, do it once.
Yeah.
Because
it tells you the answer straight away. But then we go, I don't want to know that. That's not it. That's not it.
Yeah, that can't be it.
Yeah, well, I talked about that shower thing.
Did I imagine this? Did I make this up? And so then what happens, and it's kind of like it's because like if it's your higher self or the universe or your guides or your angels or whatever it is that giving you that little nudge, that yes to this or no to that or whatever it is, and then you don't take that one, then it's kind of like, oh, I guess you didn't like that one. So how about this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you didn't like that. How about this one? Because it's always there to please, right? It wants to please you. So, oh, I guess you didn't like that one. How about this? And then people walk away saying, I can't trust my intuition. I don't have any access to it.
Oh, yeah, it's so true though, because I talked about that shower experiment, and that first one comes in and you go, oh, that's ridiculous. It can't be that easy. It can't be that easy. There must be another way. I must be able to have read, because Debz said sometimes it takes 3 minutes. No, it doesn't have to. You can get in there and you can ask, and within 5 seconds you can have an answer. But if you're going, oh, grumpy about the weather, I've got this, hurry up, what am I going to wear today? It's not going to answer. And
how long is this going to take?
Until it's until it's ready. And then when it's ready, then we're going to know. Yeah.
And in an instant. That's the whole point. You just and it's by staying present and trust. Trust is such a big thing in this. Trust is the piece around having gratitude for life's challenges too. That's what I said to you. Sometimes a challenge comes up and you have no freaking clue how you're going to get through it. But if you can have gratitude of, this is shown up for me for my highest and best good, as a gift, as something that I'm going to find out about myself or my place in this world, or even I'm going to find out a unique piece of my own gifts with this experience, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it is about what are we going to get through? What are we going to deal with? But be okay with left or right. And I think that's the thing, is just being okay with, okay, well, I'm going to deal with this, and if it changes, I'm going to be okay with that. But it's actually deeper than an okay. It's being okay, but it's actually being amazing about it. And having that different level of, not just, when I say being okay that I'm going left, being okay, it's actually like, oh, I'm going left. I'm going right. Oh. Yeah.
So that's what you were saying about being mischievous, and I said about being excited. That's it's like, whoa, this is interesting. What am I going to find out?
Where are we going with this?
Do you know something else that I just thought of as we were discussing this is, I think it's really important too to not get caught up in how long is this going to take. Because we can sometimes get in our head like, well, we better hurry up and fix this and get through this and figure this out. But maybe you need to just take your time. Who knows how long it's going to take?
Well, my dog yesterday was crook as anything, sick, and I'm like, do you think I can go to the toilet? Am I going to be stuck on this couch with you? But the truth is, I just had to sit present with him. And when how long is this going to take? When can I get up to go to the toilet? But the moment I started focusing on the toilet, my tummy was like, come on, you need to go now. And my mind was racing. And then I got a distraction and carried on, and I lasted another little bit of time. Now, all the people who have bladder problems are going, that's really bad for your bladder. Yeah, righto. Okay. Yep. And I'll deal with that. I'll be okay with whatever life deals me with my bladder, because I chose to be present with my dog and stay there.
Who was
present physically. I definitely wasn't present mentally for a bit.
No, but your dog really is poorly and really needed you to just be there, and needed the loving kindness that you were giving him.
The holding the energy for him.
But that's a perfect example of what I'm saying, right? Is as soon as you focus on how long is this going to take, then it becomes this big thing.
That rabbit hole was very dark. You can go down.
Because it takes as long as it takes. And so when we start getting impatient, that's the operational word here, is impatience, right?
Yeah.
Because I can be really impatient too. In fact, I've gone through little tantrums of like, damn it, how come I have to wait still?
I don't like queues. I don't like queues. I don't like waiting.
I don't do lineups. Yep. Why are you making me wait?
Yeah, that's the one.
But having gratitude is such the savior in all this. Because, and you talked about this in another episode that we were talking about getting caught up in traffic. It's like, oh, okay, I'm caught up in traffic. I'll just focus on my breath, or I'll listen to this beautiful music.
Amazing podcast.
Yes.
I have my windows down so everyone else can laugh at their podcast as well.
Yes, and I can affect all these people around me as well.
Yeah. I think the thing there is also, I was thinking about when you were just talking about what you just talked about before, is that gratitude to the people who come into our world, like gratitude to life's challenges, and people have an opinion. Now, clearly people are listening to us, so Moira and I have an opinion, and you're obviously in alignment. Well, I'd like to think you're in alignment with us, because you're listening, unless
Yeah.
you're taking notes to slam us later and bring it on, whatever. But in saying that, it's gratitude to those people who are a-holes.
Yeah.
And gratitude to the beautiful people around as well, and just seeing them as just people.
That's right.
And they are doing their stuff, and you're just challenging their beliefs in something. And so being grateful for those, and being grateful for your life choices, even if you think it affects those other people, you must do what your soul calls for.
Yes.
You
And
must make
yeah,
your choices.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to upset others. I'm not saying doing it to be an a-hole, but do it because it's going to, if you have to do certain things, you have to do certain things.
You can do certain things that maybe are abrasive or go against the grain for somebody else, but you can do those things with courteousness, right?
With love energy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's to own what's right for you, and you're not, this is the people-pleasing tendency, right? Can creep in here. Like, oh gosh, what would these people think if, if they saw me taking this other path, turning right when everybody else is going left, or vice versa. If it resonates with you, you got to follow it. You got to walk to the beat of your own heart, right?
Yeah, and if you lose some people in the process, that's okay.
It is totally
if
okay.
And so just as you're saying that, I don't like bringing up the pandemic, but there's choices right now, and I am going to say there are choices right now that is building a segregation of people.
Yes.
But love those people for their choice. Love yourself for your choice, and be fabulously grateful for your choice, because that is what's going to get you through. And be fabulously grateful that they are doing their choice, because they have to do what their soul is calling them.
That's right. And so therefore you be responsible for you.
That's right.
And that's it. You are not responsible to then spread your own agenda around. And that's what causes so much of this divisiveness, right?
Yeah, I'm nodding my head, everybody. Absolutely.
It's that whole thing of like, okay, you're only okay if you adhere to my choices. But it is, we need to accept and love and be grateful for everybody's choices, because everybody's doing the best they can with what they know. What
I know.
they're called, to your point, their souls directing the show, whether they're following it and aligning it, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, two years ago, we're nearly 2 years from when things hit, and actually we are probably 2 years, but life has changed. Who you were 2 years ago is different. Who you have around you 2 years ago is different. Those people who are around you, if they were the same people 2 years ago as they are now, they're the same maybe physically or maybe not physically, but they're not the same mentally. Nobody is the same as who they were 2 years ago. And just
absolutely not. Be
grateful that they are them and you are you, and you've experienced these 2 years, because that is truly, I am a firm believer gratitude is the only thing that'll get you through life.
Yep, I agree. I completely agree with you.
That's it.
Because we are the what is it said that we're the authors of our own story. We're so we authored this story for each one of us. We have our own story, but we are also the directors and the actors in our own life. Yeah. And so that's where you're the
captain of your own ship.
Yeah. But the boss of you. You are the boss of you. Always.
Yeah. And that's that hand on the heart. I live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just takes it all back to hand on the heart. I live here. I make my decisions from here, not from here. As I point to my head,
your head,
make them from the head. Yeah, not from here. As I make them here, right here.
And then be like, have some kind of gratitude practice where you do regularly. I encourage people to do this daily, at least once a day, if not twice, but daily. Do something where you just pause and you look at and take stock of all of the things that you're grateful for, whether it's challenges that are coming up or challenges that you've dealt with, or where you are right here, right now. gratitude is so important, and it is the best way to get through anything.
Absolutely. And if you can write it down, because in 3 years' time, you'll find that piece of paper and you'll laugh at it. You'll go, wow, I hadn't thought about it like that. And there's going to be some reason why 3 years later you're reading that piece of paper now. Yeah.
All part of your design.
Can we do another podcast on this? I'm just conscious of the time, but I'd love to keep going.
Well, we'll talk more about gratitude. I think our next episode will dive more into gratitude.
Gratitude to life's challenges is just such a beautiful, it's just beautiful. So let us know what procedures you have. What are your...
Do you have any practices for gratitude? Yeah,
let us know. Bang them in the comments or private send us. It's pretty cool because there are just little things. Post-it note. My daughter, I just turned to my left-hand side. My daughter's been staying, and behind I have a office that is has an ensuite into it, its own bathroom and everything. And she'd been using my bathroom in my office, and I shut the door, which I don't ever shut the door because no one ever comes into my office. So, one of those people. Anyway, and the door shut, and on the back of the note was a little post-it note, love heart post-it note saying, "Love you, Mum."
Aww.
And I was like, oh, how grateful am I to have that moment, and also to shut that door, because I don't ever shut that door. Like that door just stays permanently opened, but I just happen to have shut it there. So if you're writing something, just know there's going to be a reminder down the track when you do read it. There's going to be something.
That's a beautiful reminder.
So in saying that, what number were you to start with?
I was 1.
Was I 1 as well?
Yeah, we were both 1.
Okay, well, I know what we're both at now. Nobody needs to telepathically do that one. Moira, what number are you right now?
0. And I know that's where you are.
I know I'm at 0 too. So we've clearly moved to this one. Please let us know your before number, and if it shifted to closer to a 0, or if you went the other way. It's okay. But let us know. Let us know what you're celebrating in life today. We'd love to know.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's Debz and Moira for our gratitude to life's challenges and our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. Anything you'd like to sign off at today? I just want to be grateful that everyone's joined us today.
Yes,
Moira,
huge gratitude for all our listeners, and gratitude to you. I love having these conversations with you. It's the highlight of my week.
Pretty special.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you, Moira.
Thank you, my dear.
Bye.
Thanks, listeners. Bye.